Hey, Carol. I know you already finished with work, but could you send over that research report we completed yesterday? But if you've already left the office, don't bother. It can wait till tomorrow.
Hi, Mr. Briggs. I'm still sitting at my desk, so I'll see that file right away. No problem.
Oh yeah? Great. I'd really appreciate it.
Don't worry about it, it's part of my job. You should head home early whenever you can. You've been staying way too late recently. Isn't your wife expecting a child pretty soon? You really should be at her side at a time like this.
Thanks, Carol. I'm so gratified to have such a loyal and caring employee.
Come on, Mr. Briggs, I'm just doing my job. Besides, you've been so good to us. It just makes us work harder for you. You're good at what you do, a hard worker, and on top of that, you're a loving husband. I always tell my friends that you're the best boss a girl could have.
If you're saying that to get a raise, well, it just might work. Thanks for that. I'll treat everyone to lunch after we settle down a bit.
Really? I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I already have a restaurant I want to go to. Oh, yeah, there was something I wanted to ask you about. Recently, I've been seeing this pregnant woman around. She looks really scrawny and weak. I was wondering who she was?
A pregnant woman? Really? Is she like almost ready to give birth or something?
I'm not sure. I really don't know much about pregnancies. Her tummy does look pretty big. I've seen her walking around, more like wobbling. She could barely stand. I can't really describe her, but she seemed really depressed. There was no hope or joy in her eyes. I wonder what happened. The other day when I passed her, I heard her muttering. I think she was saying, "I'm sorry," over and over again.
Seriously? Well, that sounds a bit worrisome. What does she mean, I wonder?
Yeah, right? I couldn't get her out of my mind after that, to be honest. I started to wonder where she goes every night. You know, with that big tummy and all. Is she getting enough nutrition? I leave my house about 9 a.m. every morning, and I would see her walk by my house. I thought maybe she was going to the hospital, but every morning? That seemed kind of strange. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know a lot about it either, but with my wife, she just goes in to check up once every 2 weeks or so if nothing is wrong. Certainly not every day. Actually, she should be resting at home as much as possible. But with that said, everyone's got different situations to deal with, so...
Yeah, maybe you're right. I just hope she's okay.
Some folks can't handle it, and get depressed for various reasons. It's really nothing you should be concerned about. Now, if she asks for help, well, then you can assist if you can. But you really shouldn't get too far involved.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Mr. Briggs. Oh, and Mr. Briggs, when your child is born, there's no need for you to come to the office for a while. You need a break. You should be by your wife's side.
No work will get done without me.
Come on, Mr. Briggs. I've worked with you for 2 long years. I can take care of it, no problem.
Okay. I'm relying on you, Carol. Don't let me down now.
No problem. And please, don't take work home with you.
All right, then. Now, I'm gonna look over these files and then head home.
Hello, Mr. Briggs? Good morning. I know it's Saturday. Sorry to bother you on your day off.
Hey, Carol. No problem. What's up?
Sorry, it's not about work, but I hope you don't mind.
Of course. No problem. What's up? Are you in trouble or something?
No, nothing like that. It's about the pregnant woman I told you about the other day. She's at my house right now. I was wondering what I should give her to eat. Your wife being pregnant and all, didn't feel right to just prepare anything in my fridge.
Huh, that woman. That pregnant woman you were talking about. The one that seemed kind of depressed?
Yes, I was on my way out and she passed by my house. She could barely make her way down the sidewalk. She looked so tired and weak, I just couldn't look the other way. I don't have much at home, an apple is okay, right? I read somewhere that coffee is a no-no. Caffeine in it, I guess. I was wondering what kind of drink to serve her. Tea, maybe?
I think my wife was drinking some kind of herb tea.
I do have some caffeine-free cinnamon tea. I suppose I shouldn't serve her anything cold. What am I supposed to do? She's still crying, so it's kind of hard to ask her what she wants. I'm really sorry to bother about this.
Hey, Carol, are you okay? I mean, she's a stranger after all. You really don't have to go out of your way.
I'm fine, sorry to worry you. She's relaxed now and starting to explain things to me. The tea will probably help. Thanks for the advice. It seems things are not going well at home. Apparently her husband is abusing her. Although she's going to give birth soon, her husband is making her take care of his bedridden mom. She says she wants to stay home and relax, but her husband chases her out. That's so awful, don't you think so?
Yeah, that's terrible.
She says her husband doesn't give her any money and still makes her travel by bus to her mother-in-law's house, and she has to take care of her all day. I mean, like a nurse or something. That's really hard work. I can't believe her husband. What a monster.
Yeah, sure is. And what else did she say?
She says he locks her in her room when he's in a bad mood. She also said he wouldn't give her food sometimes. No wonder she's so skinny. She needs to eat, for the child's sake. He's always yelling at her for the smallest things, but he never hits her, it seems. She's emotional, totally drained. You can just see it in her eyes. What a monster her husband is. This can't be ignored. I have to do something. Maybe I should call the police and get their advice on what to do? There must be something. I mean, it's criminal, isn't it?
Carol? Maybe you should relax and think clearly about this.
Yeah, right.
Even if you call the police, what good would that do? In the long run, it may even make things worse. And we have to ask her what she wants to do. It's her husband, after all. We're complete strangers. Should we really butt in where we have no business? I'm sure there's some consultation service run by the city that handles these sort of problems. Must be hard for this pregnant woman to get around. Tell you what, I'll take my car and pick her up, and then we can decide whether she wants to go home or check out one of these consultation services. I'll check around. Just leave the rest to me.
But, Mr. Briggs, I couldn't let you do that. You have a pregnant wife at home yourself. Besides, it's a Saturday, your day off. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
That's exactly why it would be best that I take care of things. You're not even sure what she should eat or drink. Leave it to me. And what's more, you don't have a driver's license.
Yeah, you're right about that. Boy, I call you for advice and you end up taking care of it all. I really didn't mean to put you through all this trouble.
Don't worry about it. Although it's a private matter, you're still part of my team. Like I said, no worries.
Mr. Briggs, I really appreciate this. I'll relay this good news to the woman. Funny, I don't even know her name.
I'm gonna verify that. I'm gonna tell my wife about this whole situation. Could you hold on for a second?
Yes, sure, no problem.
You stupid wench! Where the hell are you? Where the hell are you wandering around? You're not at some young woman's house, are you?
Huh?
You can't hide from me, you! Why the hell aren't you over at Mother's house? I told you to take care of her! What if something happens to her? I just called Mom and said that you hadn't showed up yet! Where the hell are you? You do realize that if you disobey me, you and that kid you're carrying, you will learn a lesson or two from me!
I can't believe that you were actually such an awful person! Mr. Briggs, you're despicable!
Huh? Who the hell are you?
This is Carol!
Huh? Carol, what the hell are you doing answering my wife's phone?
The woman was shaking like a leaf after looking at her phone message. I was so shocked to see that it was you, Mr. Briggs. So, this woman sitting in front of me, this is your wife? Mrs. Briggs, right?
Yeah, well, Carol, listen. I can explain everything. There is a reason for all this.
Reason? What kind of reason? I don't care about any reason. What you did to your wife was despicable. There is no good reason to treat her like this.
Please, just give the phone back to my wife. This is none of your business. This conversation is getting us nowhere. Just get off the phone, would you?
I'm sorry, but she is in no condition to talk to you. You may not like it, a complete stranger coming in between you and your wife, but Mrs. Briggs is screaming out for my help. I can't simply shut my eyes to what's going on. No matter what you say, I don't care if you're my boss or not. I'm on the side of Mrs. Briggs. No, Mary. I'm with Mary on this.
I said there was a reason for this. In the past, Mary was cheating on me. She had an affair with another guy. So, a little payback is all. She cheated on me. I have the right to be a little harsh on her. She can take that. Just think how I felt. She wants my forgiveness. She's repenting for what she did. But please don't interrupt this process. It's her penance. This is our problem, between husband and wife. I don't need a complete stranger coming in telling us what to do.
She says she didn't have an affair. She never cheated on you. You made that all up.
Well, she's lying. You would too if you were in her position. I've been your boss for more than 2 years now. Are you gonna doubt me now? Besides, this is the first time you even talked to Mary today, right?
Yeah, that's true, but Mary was shaking as soon as a text came in from you. That's how scared she was of you. I can't ignore that. You're the problem. She's so scared. I cannot allow you to get near her, ever. So, I don't want you coming to my house. And until Mary has calmed down.
Listen up, Carol. Don't you go doing anything stupid, you hear me?
What do you mean by that? What are you so afraid I might do?
I don't know what you're trying to do. Rescue her? Come on! She does not need rescuing. She needs to repent. Don't forget that I'm your boss. I mean, you don't think you got into this company all on your own now, do you? You're not that stupid, are you?
I didn't get into this company because I was smart. I got in because of my humor.
Yeah, figure. Anyway, the limit is until tomorrow. Got it? Just know what you're getting into. Got that? Hey, Carol. You there? I'm going over there and picking Mary up, but be ready to hand her over. You agree to just let this all pass like nothing ever happened. I will treat you the same as I always have. You know what happens if you refuse.
I still can't believe it. That great boss I thought I had. You're a completely different person. The despicable way you treated your wife. And I thought you were such a great boss. Now I know who you really are. I can understand the animosity Mary feels towards you.
So, what are you saying? That you refuse to go along? To let things pass?
No, I can't sweep it all under the rug like you want. I just want to do the right thing, that's all.
What's a 20-something like you gonna do? You can't do a damn thing. I've got way more life experience than you. You'll regret this. I've been at this company for years. I have good relations with all the executives. I could get you fired with a snap of my fingers. Easy as pie.
Okay, fire me then. I really don't care. Being unemployed might be kind of fun. I'm still in my 20s. I can start over easy. I already got my annual bonus. Maybe I'll just have fun and relax for a couple of months.
You're being totally irresponsible. You're a member of society now, not some high school kid. Just do as you're told and hand Mary over to me right this second!
Wow. Really not like you, Mr. Briggs. You are always so calm and collected at work. You sound like you're in a panic.
Why wouldn't I be pissed off? Coming to our lives like you did? This is none of your concern. Buzz off, would you?
Is that all you have to say for yourself? I'm sure you don't want any of this coming out, especially to the vice president.
Vice president? What's she got to do with it? What are you talking about?
You don't have to act so dumb, Mr. Briggs. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Mary told me all about it. The vice president introduced you to Mary, right? Mr. Briggs? Mary's best friend was the vice president's daughter. Or something like that. Is that true? I'm surprised nobody knew.
Mary told you about the vice president? You haven't contacted him, have you? I told her over and over not to contact anybody without my permission!
You're really something. Permission? You're kidding me. You just want total control over everything she does. If she doesn't do as she's told, you lock her up. You don't give her any food or water. You put on this big act in public. The wonderful husband. The family man. You're pathetic. She was crying last night as she told me the whole story. She was never happy being with you. Not for a minute. How could you treat a woman like that? You have zero respect for women.
Well, she should be overjoyed to be married to an up-and-coming guy like me. I'm gonna get far in this company. Maybe even president someday. You have no idea about me or my life!
Yeah, I have no idea, that's for sure. To be honest, I don't want to know.
I will never forgive you for this. You hear me? You contact the vice president about this, you'll regret it. And I'll make sure of that!
Are you threatening me? Oh my god. I better get some advice from the police. Oh yeah, I know you're sweating bullets just about now, but I already told the vice president the whole story. And as for Mary, she is no longer at my place. She's at the vice president's residence, resting. She's safe there.
Huh? You did what? You already told?
Yeah, why wouldn't I use the ace up my sleeve? I'm not super smart, but I got my work done very quickly. You always praised me for that, Mr. Briggs, don't you remember?
Are you out of your mind? You just ruined my life, my career! Why'd you go and blab to the vice president? All you had to do was drop it. Things would have gone on as usual.
What the hell are you talking about? You treated Mary like crap. You ruined her life. What, are you the victim here? My god, you're loathsome. Just because I'm in my 20s, don't treat me like a child. I may not have years of experience like you, but maybe my weakness is my strength. After that conversation, Mr. Briggs was called to the vice president's office. There, he was forced to agree to a divorce and to pay compensation for the years of cruelty that he bestowed on poor Mary. I'm not sure where the story got out, but when I got to the office in the morning, all everyone was talking about was this incident with Mr. Briggs and his wife. I'm not sure of the details, but I heard he was forced to resign from the company. The compensation to his wife and child amounted to quite a sum, and he apparently sold his house to pay it off. Last I heard, he was living with his mother, taking care of her. Mary said that her mother-in-law was senile, and taking care of her was quite a chore. But I'm sure Mr. Briggs will have no trouble looking after her. After all, Mary, who was pregnant at the time, did it every day. The other day, when I was strolling through a nearby park, I spotted this thin and haggard old man sitting on a park bench. I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Briggs. When he was working at the office, he was this handsome, middle-aged man, but now he looked pretty run down and hollow-cheeked. Nothing like the energetic boss I once knew. Maybe taking care of his mother and unable to find a decent job finally took its toll. As for Mary, she gave birth to a beautiful, healthy boy, and is currently bringing her son up at her parents' place as a single mom. Once she was able to place him in nursery school, our vice president introduced her to a job at a client company. Just watching Mary and her son enjoying life makes me so happy. Sure, it was certainly a shock to learn the truth about my boss, who I respected. I'm glad she reached out to me that time. If she hadn't, she might still be stuck in that dire predicament to this day. I'm pretty sure nobody will reach out to rescue Mr. Briggs from his current predicament.
Finally on my lunch break. What are you up to, Amy? Gonna get something to eat?
Hey Jake, just finished lunch and now I'm doing some exercise. Nothing strenuous though. You know how I used to do yoga? Thought I'd get back into it.
Oh yeah, yoga for weight maintenance, right? You're always into that. Didn't you do yoga when you were pregnant the first time too?
Yeah, it's the same thing as I was doing before. Obviously, I can't do anything too intense because I'm pregnant, but apparently there's nothing wrong with a little light exercise. I figured it'd be a good idea to roll out the yoga mat this time around too.
It's not making much of a difference though, is it? Your belly has gotten huge lately. It wasn't like that before, right?
You know, they say that after your first pregnancy, your stomach muscles get stretched out, and it's a lot easier to get big around the middle. I don't think it's anything to worry about though, since it doesn't affect the baby in any way.
Come on, Amy. Stretched out muscles is not the only problem here. You've been letting yourself go since Travis was born. Didn't you think that has something to do with how much weight you've gained recently?
Yeah, I guess so. But I don't think my daily routine has changed that much since Travis was born. Truth is, I probably get even more exercise than before because I'm always chasing him around.
Yeah, but you probably eat back whatever calories you burn playing with Travis. That's why you've gotten so fat.
I don't think I eat that much. But then again, sometimes when Travis can't finish his food, I'll eat whatever is left over. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm eating a little more than I usually do.
Oh my god, you're driving me crazy! What happened to you? You were never like that before. You know I can't stand fatties.
What do you mean, fatty? There's nothing I can do about it. I'm pregnant. It's perfectly normal to gain a little weight.
Like I said, you never gained that much weight the first time. Stretched out muscles. Travis is leftovers. Are you kidding me? Those are just lame excuses to hide the fact that you're lazy.
I'm telling you, they're not just excuses. It's a well-known fact that women who have given birth before will experience greater changes to their bodies the second time around.
I don't know about any of that scientific mumbo-jumbo, but what I do know is that you shouldn't be making excuses. Why don't you put in a little more effort and try something? Anything!
Yeah, well, easier said than done. I've heard that extreme dieting is really bad, and it can have negative effects on a baby. What if something happened to our baby because I started dieting?
That's just another excuse. Are you telling me there's nothing you can do? I'm not asking you to do anything extreme. I'm saying you should figure out where you can cut some calories and start from there. If you don't get your body back to the way it was before, I'm gonna be too embarrassed to walk down the street with you.
You don't have to be so mean about it. Gaining weight is a natural part of being pregnant and giving birth. Why can't you understand that?
I know that women get big when they're pregnant. The real problem here is your attitude.
My attitude?
Who cares if I gain weight?
That's what you think, isn't it? What I can't stand is that attitude of yours.
It's not like I'm bothering anyone if I gain a little weight, though. Sure, my looks may change, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's natural.
I married you because I liked the way you looked when you were skinny. But if you go and get fat now that we're married, well, that's basically fraud. I would never have married you if I'd been as big as you are now.
Calling it fraud is a little harsh, don't you think? You don't have to be so mean about it.
As far as I'm concerned, it's no different from fraud. It is your job to keep your body in good shape, understand?
Okay. If you put it that way, I'll do what I can to lose weight. But I can't do anything that will harm the baby, okay? Can we at least agree on that point?
Obviously, that goes without saying. Okay then, starting now, you're on a diet. You better work hard to get your body back in the way it was. Hey Amy, how's the diet going today? You didn't eat anything other than what I told you to, right?
Yeah, about that. I think I should stop.
Huh? Stop what? Don't tell me you want to stop dieting.
Yeah, I do. To be honest, lately I've been cutting way too many calories and I feel sick all the time.
Oh, there's that attitude again. That's why you can't lose any weight. I go out of my way to plan meals and an exercise routine for you, and you have the nerve to tell me you think it's too much and you want to quit.
Your idea of a meal plan is 1 meal a day, and I can't eat anything but salad. As for an exercise routine, you've got me running marathons day in and day out. It's way too much. I'm going to pass out before I lose all the weight you want me to.
What do you expect? I can't go easy on you because you're not losing any weight. If anything, you've gained weight. Haven't you noticed that your belly is sticking out even more than before?
My due date is just around the corner. Of course my belly is going to be bigger than it was before.
No. The real reason is that you've been slacking off. Calling you fatty is putting it lightly. These days, you look more like a sumo wrestler. I can't even look at you, you're disgusting. Could you please take this more seriously? It's your fault that the diet isn't working.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not dieting that I have a problem with. It's the fact that I'm eating for 2 now. And if I continue this insane diet, it's going to harm our baby. What are you going to do if something bad happens because of your obsession with my weight?
You got proof that the baby is in danger? Or are you just making this up as you go along?
Why are you accusing me of lying?
Because that's exactly what you're doing. There's no proof that little dieting is gonna hurt the baby. Besides, with the extra weight you're packing, our baby has plenty to eat. Truth is, you just don't want to diet, do you? Using the baby as an excuse is pathetic.
I didn't want to freak you out, so I didn't bring it up earlier. You know how I went for my regular checkup today? How the doctor told me to stop this crazy diet. Are you saying you want me to ignore what the doctor said and keep dieting?
Are you kidding me right now? It's so obvious that you're making that up. How can you not be ashamed of yourself after telling such a straight lie?
It's not a lie, for God's sake. What makes you think that?
I asked if you had any proof, and then you come up with this random story about the doctor. The fact that you had such a quick comeback makes it obvious that you made it up on the spot.
That's what the doctor really said. Why don't you believe me?
Why would anyone believe someone like you? You can't even do a simple thing like stick to a diet. You're a quitter. Nothing you says has any credibility.
Why don't you come with me to my next checkup then? If you don't believe me, maybe the doctor can convince you.
Yeah, well, I'm busy, so that's not happening. Besides, if you've got all this free time to come up with long-winded excuses, maybe you should buckle down and do the diet right for once. If you want me to believe you, you've got to lose weight first.
If I keep following your diet and something happens to our baby, what are you going to do then? Are you telling me you don't care about the consequences?
Nothing is gonna happen. I've said it 1 billion times already. As a mother, you should have a little more faith in your own kid.
Are you really that stupid? I can't understand how you can be totally fine with putting your child in danger, all because you want me to lose weight.
What I can't understand is how you can be totally fine with getting so fat. It's like I lost a bet and was forced to marry a sumo wrestler. Think about what I'm going through here.
Can't believe you would say something like that to your pregnant wife. It's beyond insensitive. It's downright rude.
Yeah, well, my insensitivity is not nearly as bad as your belly spilling out over your pants. I'm gonna be straight with you. If you get any fatter than this, I want a divorce. I mean it. There is no way I'm gonna be stuck with a fatty for the rest of my life.
Oh, is that so? Well, why don't you go ahead and divorce me then? This whole thing is exhausting. If that's what you want, I'd be happy to oblige.
Do you hear yourself right now? Exhausting? How can you be exhausted when all you've been doing is slacking off? I'm not joking around here. You better start taking this diet seriously. It's my day off tomorrow, so I'm gonna make sure that you're doing it right.
Do whatever you like. I don't care anymore.
That's just screwed up. You think I'm gonna go easy on you if you act like you don't care? Tomorrow, I'm gonna make sure you make up for all the exercise you haven't been doing lately. You better be ready. Hey, Amy, did you finish running that marathon today? I'll seriously divorce you if you don't lose weight, so you better finish that run.
It pains me to think that you're my son.
What the heck are you talking about? Stop talking crazy and finish your run. When you get back, you've got weight training to do too. So hurry up already.
You're the one who's talking crazy. I've had it with you. Get a divorce and I'll take care of my daughter-in-law and grandson. A man who cannot understand what his pregnant wife is going through has no right being a husband.
Seriously, can you stop it already? What do you mean daughter-in-law and grandson? You're talking about you and Travis, right?
I'm not Amy, you idiot. I can't handle this anymore. As your mother, there is nothing more shameful and embarrassing than what you're putting me through right now.
What do you mean as your mother? Hey, wait a second, Mum, is that you? What the heck is going on here?
I'll tell you what's going on here. Amy came to me for help.
She came to you for help? For what? Is Travis there with you too? Amy brought him along, right?
Of course she brought him along. Anyway, what were you thinking when you made her take Travis on a run? Don't you realize how ridiculous that is?
That's not what I heard. She told me that Travis was going over to his friend's house to play, but that's besides the point. Answer my question. What do you mean Amy came to you for help?
Do I really need to spell it for you? Her baby was put in serious danger, no thanks to her idiot of a husband. It's no wonder she came to me for help.
All I asked her to do was go on a diet. What's so dangerous about that?
When you told her to go on a diet, were you hoping to put in harm's way like this? Your wife could go into labor at any moment and you made her run a marathon? If that wasn't bad enough, you didn't even let her eat proper meals. What in the world were you thinking?
Come on, you saw what she looks like. Are you telling me that you don't get what I'm trying to do here? Ever since Amy got pregnant, she has ballooned in size. I mean, she's huge. That's why I tried to make her lose weight.
How stupid can you be? Amy is not fat, she's pregnant. That's why her belly has gotten so big. Forcing her to go on a diet when she's pregnant like this, it's absolutely absurd. You really are a first-class idiot.
Mom, you have no idea what you're talking about. When she was pregnant with Travis, her belly never stuck out like that. That's why I told her to lose some weight.
That's because this is her second pregnancy. Everyone knows that women gain more weight than the second time. Why are you so concerned about how her body looks anyway?
Who wouldn't be concerned about their wife's looks? I like the way she looked when she was skinny. It's as simple as that. Looks are important, you know.
More important than your baby's life. Your physical preferences are nothing in comparison. You're a father, for heaven's sake. How can you not understand that?
Oh, Amy is making a huge fuss over nothing. There is no way a little diet is going to harm the baby. Now you believe it too? Just listen to yourself, Mom. It's crazy.
A pregnant woman is responsible not only for her own well-being, but for the well-being of her baby as well. That means that she needs to get enough nutrition to feed 2 people. Despite this fact, you make her go on diet? Of course it's going to harm the baby. Anyone with half a brain could figure that out. Why is it so difficult for you to get it through your thick skull?
Yeah, well, we haven't had any problems with the diet so far.
That's just because you got lucky. What you call a little diet is posing a serious threat to your baby's life. Babies are incredibly fragile, especially at this stage in her development.
Even I know that much.
No, you don't. You know absolutely nothing about babies, and that's why you made her diet like this. You said you haven't had any problems with the diet so far, but what about after Amy gives birth? There's a chance that the doctors will find something wrong with the baby, but you keep insisting that she go on a diet, regardless of the risks.
Wait a second. You and Amy are blowing this way out of proportion. I think you guys need to tone it down a bit.
I've had enough. I can't have a conversation with someone as stupid as you. Don't contact us ever again.
What? You have no business telling me that I can't contact them. I'm Amy's husband, and the father of my children. It's my right to talk to them.
Who cares about your rights as a father? Having parental rights doesn't mean that you can raise a child properly. What children need are nourishing meals and a healthy environment to grow up in. Even if you and Amy stay together, you can't provide your children with what they need. This is not up for discussion. I'm telling you to get a divorce.
Jake, it's me, Amy. It's been a while. Do you have a minute to talk?
Amy, thank God. I haven't been back since that day, and I haven't heard from you. I was worried. Why didn't you come home?
I assume you've heard from your mother that I want a divorce.
I can't believe you're bringing up divorce when we have a child on the way.
The children and I will be perfectly fine without you worrying about us. Honestly, were you actually worried about us at all? I highly doubt it, considering what you made me do.
Can we just forget about the diet for a second? What's more important is that you come home quick. Your due date is coming up, isn't it? How much longer are you planning on acting like a runaway?
That was my reason for contacting you today.
And what's that exactly? Oh, wait a second, why are you talking all weird? You sound like a telemarketer talking to some random person on the phone. We're married, aren't we? Stop acting so cold.
Getting a divorce means we cut all ties. You're like a stranger to me, and I was raised to be polite to strangers.
Oh, what a pain in the ass. You're just as screwed up as ever. It's fine, let's just forget about it. So, what is it that you want to tell me?
It's about the baby. I wanted to inform you that the baby was born the other day without any complications. You are the father, so it's only polite to let you know.
What? Are you kidding me? You already had the baby! But there was still plenty of time before your due date, wasn't there? I can't believe you had the baby so soon! This must be a joke.
It's all because of your diet. The baby and I had reached our limit. We couldn't take it anymore. I didn't have a choice. The baby had to be born early, so the doctor ordered a C-section.
No, hold up a sec. Really? You already had the baby and you didn't tell me? I can't believe it.
It's true. I'm telling you now, aren't I? That's why I contacted you today.
Yeah, now you're letting me know, that's the problem. Why am I only finding out about this after the fact? I'm the father, for God's sake.
The baby was in critical condition because of you. You're the one who put the baby's life in danger. I had no obligation to let someone like you know that I was about to give birth. I'm glad I told you after the fact. You have nothing to complain about. If anything, you should be grateful that I even contacted you at all.
Are you crazy? How is it my fault that the baby's life was in danger? You're only saying that because you have a grudge against me, isn't that right? To think that's why you wouldn't tell your own husband that you were gonna give birth. You're a failure as a mother and a wife!
Call me whatever you want. I'd rather be a failure as a wife than continue being married to someone who can't admit that he was wrong. And by the way, when are you going to stop acting like my husband? It's creeping me out.
Quit messing around! I haven't agreed to getting a divorce! Stop acting like you made the decision and we're already split up! Getting a divorce requires mutual consent from both of us!
No, it doesn't actually.
Huh?
Everything you've done, everything you've said lately has been intolerable. You have caused me a great deal of mental pain and distress. And on top of that, there is what happened with the baby. There is no way I could continue being in a relationship with you as husband and wife. If this divorce goes to court, I'm guaranteed to win.
Are you gonna take me to court? Are you joking? It's just a simple divorce. Why'd you have to turn into such a big deal?
Well, if you don't agree to this simple divorce, then we're going to court. Besides, there's also the consolation money and child support that you'll have to pay. Come to think of it, it's actually better for me if you disagree and the divorce goes to court. So that's how it is. What is your decision going to be?
How can you expect me to come up with an answer when you've dumped this on me out of the blue? You made a completely one-sided decision, and now you're forcing me to agree with it. That's just wrong. We should sit down and discuss this together.
The woman I married wasn't a fatty. That's what you said, wasn't it? You're the one who made a one-sided decision and forced me to go on a diet without listening to anything I had to say about it. Now you're on the receiving end of a one-sided decision and you don't like it. Do you expect me to feel sorry for you?
But I don't want to get a divorce. If we get divorced, what am I gonna do?
You have nothing to worry about. It's just a simple divorce. All you're going to lose is your family and some money. It's not like I'm asking you to put your life in any danger. Compared with forcing your pregnant wife to go on an extreme diet when she is practically ready to give birth, getting a divorce is the safest thing in the world. After that, Jake reluctantly agreed to the divorce and ended up paying the consolation money as well as child support. Since the divorce, the children and I have been living with my mother-in-law until we can get back on our feet. She was totally understanding when she took us in, saying that this whole mess was her son's fault. Now I can finally live my life in peace. As for Jake, not only did he lose me and the kids in the divorce, but his mother also cut ties with him completely. I don't know if he was suffering from stress or what, but he started binging on food and alcohol and gained a ton of weight. I heard that he's single, and even bigger than I was during my pregnancy. I don't want to be rude, but apparently his body has become ridiculously huge. I mean sumo wrestler huge. If I ever saw him again, I'd recommend that he give his own diet a try. The same diet he forced me to go on when I was pregnant. I'd love to see just how much weight he could lose.